And now it says that we're live. Woohoo! We are finally live. I had some work to do to connect everything, but now everything should be okay. Tonight I just want to take it super easy. There's some reasons for it, as I just recently started doing lots of exercise because that was my goal. So I feel very tired. So if I'm going to just do it super easy and not go too much into hard things tonight, I just want to relax. Okay, so I hope you guys going to relax with me as well, and we're gonna talk about what happened last week, and you know, a lot of the things, a lot of the nice things that are going to be upcoming. This is a tiny piece that I made, let's say a week ago or so, and this is on fabrriano paper. Let me show you how it looks like. It is actually this kind of paper. It's 100% cotton, and it comes in a tiny 5x7. Okay, and I've used quite a lot of this. I tend to go for the tinier version nowadays because I just like to do smaller pieces, but you know, that was it. I did some flowers. The main flowers are facing up, and there's all sorts of little flowers coming out and different things. It's a really nice design. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use it. By the way, I'm wearing a new shirt today, and this is the shirt that I made using one of my designs. This is one of the potions I did, and I was just testing it out with I don't remember which one did I use. Anyway, a dropshipping company. I just wanted to see how well they are doing things, right? I'm gonna use the julliemaggi watercolors today, and this is the artist palette. It's a really nice one, and this is the islandinc one. These are a little bit more muted ones, but they're really nice. They're handmade watercolors, so I just love them. I'm gonna use them tonight. And I have a bunch of brushes. They're all round pointed brushes, a 5, a 3, and a 4. So we'll see. I mean, these are not very big flowers, so you know, I'm not going to stress too much for these ones. And I really wanted these flowers. I wanted them to be a little bit more, how do we call them? Pastelish, pastelish. So that is why we are using these sets, not my normal go-to ones and my normal go-to flowers. So, you know, I'm gonna do something that I normally, you know, I'm gonna use lots of blues and purples and so on. Not something that I normally go to, but it's gonna be fun. Okay, I'm gonna talk. So what happened this week actually was Easter. By the way, happy Easter for those of you who are celebrating Easter. Happy Easter. Hello Marlena and hello Johan. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is awesome. This is Easter for me. It's actually the first Easter day. I didn't want to skip it on Easter. I've been skipping these live streams for a while now. So I thought today, you know what, I'm not gonna skip it. So we're gonna do it today, but it's still nice. It was nice weather today. Nice weather. Let me explain what nice weather means. The sun was up, so that's a good thing. What I wasn't expecting, that I was thinking, okay, the sun is up, so it's really warm outside. And we went to the gym on our bikes, and then we kind of froze because although the sun is up, surprisingly, it's very cold outside. It's still kind of the beginning of spring, and I know many countries already there's nice weather outside, and you know, already 20 degrees or something Celsius or 30. But for the Netherlands, it's not really like that. So we are we're still struggling with how cold things are, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get better. What I noticed is that the trees finally started like showing their green a little bit. I'm pretty sure in about a week so all the trees are going to be fully with leaves, and that's gonna make it really nicer. And why am I saying this is because in my city where I live, actually, there's an exposition that has been open, and I live in a city called Almere. It's on an artificial island, anyway, in the Netherlands, and you can look this one up. It's called the Floriade, and the Floriade is an event every 10 years that they do, an exposition every 10 years, and, you know, cities in the Netherlands, they subscribe and they say, we're going to do this exposition, where basically it's all about sustainability and building things within nature, flowers. So it's like a botanical garden. They showcase flowers from all over the world. And I've been there on Friday, but on Friday was really cold and really bad weather. I thought it's going to be nicer weather, but it wasn't really nice. So, you know, that is one of those things that didn't go according to plan. Not really. But it's okay. No harm done. I've been there. There were lots of flowers. I made lots of videos, but I wanted to go there again. It's going to be open until, I think, October, 21st of October. So whoever wants to come visit, they can come. It's a really big park. So the exposition is made on 3 islands that are now connected via really nice bridges, like really nice bridges. They've done some bridges that I wasn't expecting. There is even a bridge made entirely out of wood, and they let the bridge grow. So it's not yet usable, but they just put some trees there. And then they let the trees grow in the form of a bridge. So they say that, you know, in a few years, that bridge is going to be a real bridge that people can walk on. It's really nice concept, right? Letting the nature do its whatever it wants, its course, and having fun, basically. But it's a really large area. Like I said, it's over 3 islands. I also, like I said, live on an island technically, but these are some islands inside our artificial island because they are in the middle of the lake here. Now, these islands normally were not accessible before. It hosts also one of the oldest forests in my city. And that was planted like in the 1970s. By the way, my city is on top of the water. They drain the water of the sea and they build this city, which is a really nice achievement. But that means that before the 1970s, this city didn't exist actually, which is really fun. So this is the oldest forest, and it wasn't really accessible only for people that had boats because they could go to the island there. It's still a really nice city. It's still a really nice idea, and I think it's really worth visiting. The exposition has lots of buildings that are built with, let's say, flowers, plants on the outside. So they isolate the buildings, and then they put pouches with plants. So the entire exterior of the buildings are made of plants, so they're good isolation. And I'm just trying to think what are good colors that would work with all of this. Let me think, some lavender maybe. I'm going to do them a little bit darker afterwards, right? I'm gonna go with some darker shades from this other palette, but for now I'm trying to figure out what are the best colors here. Okay. Oh, I love this lavender. The only trouble with these ones is that well, it's not because they're handmade, it's just because there are pastel colors, and pastel colors are usually very opaque because you have to add white to make them pastel. Okay, So you have to be very careful how much color do you put, otherwise your black lines or whatever lines you did are not gonna show. Pretty much like gouache, right? So we visited there. It looked really awesome. The entire things that they built, and they also had lots of nice restaurants. They're not allowed to use plastic because it's all about, you know, living sustainably and ecologically. So all the packaging for everything is made out of paper. Even the plates are out of paper. So if you eat at the restaurant, they're all really good food, as in no like fries or anything, like only salads and really nice homemade. There's a lot of homemade growers also that came there, like people that make honey and other stuff. The funny part was there were some expositions from different country, you know, about sustainable living. One of the most interesting ones was actually from Qatar. So there were two ones, very interesting, Qatar and United Arab Emirates. It was really nice expositions, to be honest. And they were showing, you know, how they keep cool, basically, because they come from the desert. So the exposition was like everything around, kind of desert, and, you know, what type of buildings they do with things like 3D printing and so on. But how do they use the height of the building to actually cool down, and then how do they insulate the building with plants so that they, you know, they have greens and so on, and how do they actually give those plants water with very clever irrigation systems inside. So they use the irrigation and everything to keep cool inside the building, and the plants on the outside for insulation, which is like, yeah, not everything, how to put it, it's not always that things are so nice done. I enjoyed it. And then on Qatar and on Emirates, they were showing how they use the salt because they have lots of salt flats in there. And they use the salt to actually purify the water, and they can have like fish farms and so on, and the water gets purified via the sand and via the soil. It's a really interesting concept, how they purify the water because they are surrounded by sea, basically. So how are they gonna do that? How is that going to work? Yeah, it's a really nice, really interesting concept. And there are many pavilions from many countries. Maybe now it's in the beginning. Not all the pavilions were finished. However, one of the nicest pavilions with flowers that we've seen were the Japanese pavilion, where we spent quite some time. Why? Because they had these masters create this feng shui awesome flower arrangements with all the colors, and I made actually videos on it. They looked really nice, I have to say. I was not expecting, like, and the color combinations are pretty interesting as well. So, yeah, I'm thinking that for the Japanese pavilion, it's going to change a lot because those flowers are gonna, of course, expire. So they're gonna have to change them, but it's gonna be interesting to come. Now, because we live in the same city, now maybe if you come from a city far away, you'll have to buy just a ticket for the day. I would advise you to come 2 days because it's very big and you might not have the time to visit everything. But for me, I would say, let me see. I'll reuse the lavender. I really like the lavender. I got a subscription for the entire year, so I technically can come anytime I want. It's right close by, so it's about 15 minutes with the bike or so. so I can go there. So that's where I'm gonna spend most of my time. There's some really nice art installation, and they are building an art museum there. Well, I'm not sure if it's yet opened, only the outside. There were some really interesting sculptures there, art installation made out of metal. That was interesting. But I am planning to go there this year a lot and do some vlogging, and I want to let myself be inspired. It's going to be lots of flowers. Even now there were lots of flowers, right? So not going to lie. But I want to let myself be inspired by what I see there and just draw, have walks into the forest, because that's going to be really nice. I mean, now the forest looks a little bit gloomy because there's no leaves technically on the trees, but like I said, I'm pretty sure in about a week time, 2 weeks time max, the forest is gonna look really nice. It's surrounded by a lake on all sides, and then you go from bridge to bridge on all the islands. It's really cool. So I at least enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, I would say. So yeah, that's what I did. There is a funny construction that I did over the lake where you can actually walk. The duckies seem to like it a lot. I'm doing some things that I learned in the gouache school. So we walked over the water. It was really nice. It's a really nice place. After the exposition, what they're gonna build there, they're gonna let the park. So there's a park there, and they're gonna let the park be. And then where the pavilions are, they're gonna tear those apart, and they're gonna build sustainable houses. So all those houses that are gonna be built there are gonna be completely sustainable. So that means things like solar panels, sustainable wood. There were some houses, some pavilions were built out of mushrooms. Okay, you might think like, what? Mushrooms? Yeah, they're built out of mushrooms. They were really nice. So I'm not gonna lie to you. We found a company, and too bad they don't sell to individuals. They mostly sell to people like companies and so on. But they make bricks out of recycled plastic, and they actually can build houses out of recycled plastic, and not only houses but benches and all sorts of cool stuff. And I really wanted to buy one of the benches that they were showing there. That was something like, I was like, I want to buy that. Too bad that you can't buy them from there. But, you know, I understand why they sell only to companies, because that might still, the production cost of such a thing might still be quite big, right? But for me as an individual, I really wanted one of those benches they were showcasing. But it's nice to see that there are so many companies out there that are taking this sustainability seriously, and there is innovation in this field, and you know, people are making a lot of cool stuff there. Sometimes I'm thinking maybe I want to go work for some of these companies. Why not? That would be cool. Sustainability. I mean, our city was built as a sustainable city. We don't have any gas, for example. We only have things like windmills, wind power, yes, right? So that's why now that everybody got hit by the gas price increase, we weren't, because we only, like on our island, there's no such thing as the gas. So since we use all solar or wind power, you know, there was no change. This is one of the things that I like about this. And the fact that they didn't destroy the nature there on those islands to create all of these pavilions, yeah, that is something that I was surprised, because I was thinking, wow, well, if they're gonna have to build there, they're probably gonna tear down all the trees and all the stuff. But no, they didn't. They built around everything. So yeah, that was a nice surprise, I would say. I'm gonna use one of these dots. So I was actually busy. I'm busy with a new series that I'm going to do, and today I was busy editing lots of them. I wanted to do a 30 reels, kind of 30 days, 30 reels, to see how that goes. And I just built 10 of them today. Wow, that takes a long time. I wasn't realizing that this is gonna take a long time. I was thinking, well, the reels are tiny videos, but I'm actually building them with lots of information, like about colors and theories and things like that, like how all my colors for my flowers, how I do, you know, the color combinations and all of that stuff. And surprisingly, that takes a lot of you know, a lot of work. Not something that I was expecting, but I did 10. I can show you guys. I did 10 of them, and then I have the drawings for another 10, and then the last 10 are just gonna be purely on colors and just combinations. Things like light and day with your flowers, like the same flower composition, but one is gonna be light and one is gonna be day, one is gonna be night. Just by choosing different colors, right, you can change the entire composition of what you're doing. And I think that's going to be really cool. It's not always that you see these kind of things. And it's not going to be the hard color theory that people are doing with complementary colors and so on. It's going to be super easy. At least the color theory that I always apply. And the tip I always put to people is just use the rainbow. You have 7 colors in the rainbow. Any combination of the rainbow works. Any combination of the rainbow. Right? So that's it. You only need to know 7 colors. Cannot be easier than that. I cannot make it more easier than that. But you'll see how I split them around. It's gonna be really nice. This is looking much more pastel-y than normal because, well, I didn't want to use other colors like I usually do. But it's okay. Looks really nice. We're gonna use some different colors for the leaves. There's gonna be some leaves that are gonna be really popping, and that's because we're gonna use things like purples and different colors. That's gonna make them nice. Okay. You can kind of technically even add a little bit of hints of red in these leaves. Why not? I'm gonna do it a slightly bit later on. And I'm gonna use this green. This is actually called Gothic green. It's a really nice green, by the way. I'm gonna use it for these ones. It's more like emerald kind of green. This kind of greens, especially the greens that go towards the blue, are some of my favorite greens ever. Once this is all dry, I'll do an extra color on each of the flowers. Gonna make it a little bit more darker. But for now, we're taking care of the flowers. Like I said, tonight is just about relaxing, doing your thing, preparing for a new week. Okay, these are really nice. Well, think about what these leaves are. For now, let's just do this. I'm gonna add darker shades of green to the side of the leaf. The fun part about handmade watercolors is that they can be very granulating, which I'm already noticing here for these greens. They're really nice and granulating. And I really love them. Okay. And now let's think really a lot. We can go with some of this sage color on some of them. Then we make them like really the white sage color. Don't know if you see. It's a really pale green, like really pale green. So, and we're gonna pair that with some really nice, let's say, burnt blue or mauve. It's gonna be really nice. Okay. The sage color is really pastel. I'm really liking them. I'm leaving lots of white space. Why am I doing that? It's because these pastel colors are, like I said, very opaque. They're gonna make it really hard for me to preserve the black of the leaf, the black line. So I'm trying to not make it too much. Okay, let's try this one. I only do 2 and 2, and then maybe one of these. I always make a mistake with the number of leaves. I should count better. You want to make things symmetrical. Okay. And now, what we're gonna do? We're gonna take this French violet. This is our French violet here. And we're gonna mix it up with the wild mauve, and that's gonna be some of our leaves. It's gonna be nice. And French violet is not really very strong color. It's gonna be also very pastel. But the fun part about it is very super granulating. So I kind of need to let it a bit dry out before I put the other color on top, the mauve. It's gonna be looking very nice. You know, you always have to try out different combinations. Like, not all the leaves have to be green. Not everything has to look the same. You can try out new colors and new combinations. I mean, in nature, now that I've been to this kind of botanical garden, I've seen all manner of things, all manner of flowers, different combinations, different angles. So I cannot say with a hand of my heart that everything is green and everything is red and yellow, because there are flowers that are so different than what you're expecting. Okay. It's funny that I finished this one in record time. Well, I'm gonna finish this. It's still going to take about 10 minutes or so till we do it properly. Let's see. Where did we say? We say we're gonna do some gothic blue. I'm adding some really dark blue here. This is called gothic blue. I just want to darken the flower here. It looks more different than what I normally do. And that's because I'm trying new styles. See if I like them. This is something I picked up out of the gouache exercise I did yesterday, because I really wanted to try different things. I don't normally do this, but for me everything needs to be super done. Oh, super, how do you call that? All the colors needs to be blended together for me, otherwise it doesn't look nice. But today I'm living the life and trying new things. That's because I've seen so many new things that I'm thinking I need to try out. I need to learn new and improve techniques for all of you. Okay, this is cool. There's gonna be some different blue. Yeah, these leaves are gonna look nice with some blue on them. Yeah. Okay. Let me think. There's two colors here, shady leaves. I'm adding very little of this darker color just to give the sensation of a cool flower. I'm starting to like this. It's not like my usual style, but I think it has some merits. Maybe I can combine the two styles together. That would be something cool. Okay. It's really cool. And for that one, in theory, you could do more, like you can do some veins on leaves as well. Yeah. And now let's see if we can we mix. I need something for the centers because the yellow is too pale, so I'm doing some dots with some red, which is good. Okay, this looks nice. And now what I usually do is I add some dots. Which one is my I will add some dots to this castle earth. These are the sunspots, you know. Especially on some leaves. So this was an easy coloring, if you wanna do that. And I actually wanted to ask you all, do you guys wanna be able to have these ones as color pages and color them in? I'm just wondering, because I don't know. I mean, you can also just watch me, but if you wanna play along, I do not mind having these ones as color pages, which you can download. And then you can actually utilize them as you see fit. Like, this is just my style, but it doesn't have to be your style, right? I'm just assuming. Let me see if I can add some white gel pen to make some things. And I think this is where I'm going to stop for tonight. It's going to be a shorter video. That's okay. I mean, we don't always have to spend hours upon hours on doing things, right? And I really like playing with the pastel colors. Not always that what I do. I mean, a lot of times I do much darker colors and, you know, muted and everything. So I don't always play wrong. But this time I actually enjoyed it. And it's a nice contrast. Okay. So that was kind of it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. It's been 40 minutes or so. So really chill and really cool, right? See you guys next time when I'll have a nice live stream. Let me know in the comments below if you managed to stay till late. If you will actually like all of these ones as color pages where you can print, you can transfer them into your own watercolor paper and do whatever you want with them. So